It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Stocktoncon.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stocktoncon. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that part. Hey, man, shout out the Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut this shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother.
Saying, let's try that all again. Welcome to the Value of Wrestling. Welcome to the weekly roundup. We're here. My mic's on now. Yeah, we're being heard around the world for sure. And we are back after an incredible weekend. As you see, it's a two-man team because Mr. Clarke isn't here because, well, I guess the going idea is just indefinite suspension. So he's been indefinitely suspended until further notice. We'll see if he shows up tomorrow night, and then we'll lift the suspension. Because I mean, that's just what you do, right? Anyways, welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. What a fun time this weekend turned out to be. For what we did yesterday, me and Mr. Z, all day tearing it up at Stocktoncon, making the rounds, checking out SPW Supreme Pro Wrestling in action out of the Sacramento area. They were there, giving us some good showing, some great matches. They were also there today, but we weren't there today. But it was an awesome time to be had. We got to see our boy AJ. I met Kevin Nash briefly, and then we've got the big reveal. Ladies and gentlemen, we told you we would. We told you we would. We told you we would. We talked to the one, the only, the indie god himself, Matt Cardona. And this is what happened. Enjoy.
It's the Value Wrestling. I'm the Big Tyme, Mr. Z. We're here with the indie god himself, Matt Cardona. This is real. The choppy is about to go down. Let's see it. Oh.
This guy just paid me $50. Matt Cardona, check out the Value of Wrestling.
Cool.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the indie god. Give him the big shout out to the Value Wrestling and the big man here, Mr. Z, taking that chop like a champ, straight to the chest. Brutal. How are you feeling today, Mr. Clarke? Or Mr. Z, sorry. My bad, your fault.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here unfired for now. Yeah, that was a stiff one, man. He laid into that. I'm still feeling a little tender. No bruising, but yeah, no, my chesticles a little tender.
Yes, you definitely
He gave me a good one.
Definitely got up there and took it like a champ. We told you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make this happen. We're going to make it come true. We're going to find a way. And as we always do, we delivered just like we thought we would. And it was fun. Glad to see Matt Cardona. We also stayed for the figures panel where we talked with him and I forget the other guy's name, Bill.
Oh man,
my bad, your fault. Yeah,
and you tweeted him earlier too.
I know he's really not gonna like me. They talked about figures. Somebody asked a big question about controversial action pack sets coming out of Mattel and action figures, which was a lot of fun. And of course, we got to the end of the panel, and they were talking about controversial ones, but they'd have to be saved. They were worried about it, so I was like, so that means we can't get a Stone Cold Steve Austin and a Brian Pillman with the gun set, you know? Yeah? No? Okay. I guess we're never going to see that one come out as a set. But Stocktoncon was a lot of fun. Supreme Pro Wrestling was their SPW. They had a ring set up, lots of action. Mr. Z got several interviews with some of the stars of SPW that are going to get up on the channel as soon as we can pull them together and get them out there. And as you've seen, if you look in the shorts, lots of videos that we took while we were out there watching SPW. Go ahead.
It is on the Value of Wrestling Facebook page.
There you go.
The ones that I did. But yes, we're trying to get that on the channel. as soon
we're
as
gonna
possible.
get it all on the channel. We're gonna get it up here. We're gonna make it look good, real good, and it'll all come together very soon. So we'll see how that all plays out here. Okay. We are just kind of in a holding pattern. I hope I'm not having internet issues on my end.
Uh-oh.
So everything seems to just be running slow at the moment. Anywho, so Stocktoncon was a big event, and we also got to catch up with our boy AJ Kirsch. There's a full interview that we're working on getting out to you, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we can, where we talk to AJ directly for about 5 minutes about, of course, mental health, fitness, and all that was going down, what he's working on coming up here soon, and we had that long conversation, and he is going to sit down with us live. We're going to make this live. We're going to sit down. We're going to get that interview with him live and in person. It's going to be a fun time. Can't wait to see that happen. So, I mean, Stocktoncon was fun. As you can see, I have my Stocktoncon shirt on. The theme of this year's summer Stocktoncon. Of course, coming up in September, they'll have Lodi Comic Con. And then the 13th and 14th, I believe, Valentine's Day. Will be one of those days. But yeah, Stocktoncon winter will be here. We can't wait to see what the roster brings. And we can't wait to talk to the folks again at Stocktoncon to hopefully allow us with some media passes. We thank them so much for the media pass and allowing us to come in. We hope this time we can get it all squared away a little earlier and be there so we can, really put it over and really have a whole lot of fun. Because Stocktoncon's an amazing thing. If you're going to be in Stockton or around the Northern California area, I would always plan it around either Stocktoncon in the summer or Stocktoncon in the winter, because you get two of these. I mean, how many cities are you really getting two cons? Now, granted, the San Diego Comic-Con's a big bad mamma jamma. Hits the top of the board, but I mean, Stocktoncon, I mean, we've had big names that have come through here. I mean, this past winter, we had Lita and Trish and Tag Show Jim Duggan. And then the Lodi Con, I had Sabu. And then here we had Kevin Nash, The Godfather, Sting, and the Indie God, Matt Cardona come through. So I can't wait to see who they're going to bring out for Lodi Con in September. And then we'll see what's coming out in Stocktoncon in the winter, what big names you're going to bring out for that big event. It's going to be lots of fun. And we'll be there for all that. And we're going to be working with SPW. We got to reach out to them, make some final notices. I don't know if we'll make this the event for July, but we do know that every third Sunday, if I remember correctly, they host an event up in Elk Grove, California. So we are looking probably to join up with them in August.
Yes.
To get that show, to get them on the air and work out all those things.
Oh, yeah.
We made all the connections. We talked to the people. They love us. We love them. We can't wait to get excited about SPW. And then we got our boys at Realm of Warriors Championship Wrestling. We're making moves. We're making moves. We told you this was going to be a new year, and as things progress, we're going to be making moves, making major moves, and we are making those moves. A lot of connections made yesterday. A lot of fun stuff done. Busy day. We were both kind of.
We did see the man that ran.
We talked.
We
to
see the man that did run Realm of Warriors.
Yes,
spoke
saw
briefly.
Our brother. Yes,
he said he obviously will. He'll make something happen for us next time, we're looking forward to that. That's going to be a great show too.
And Jin freaking Ping is back in the chat tonight. Welcome to the show, Jin freaking Ping. United States of America, acknowledge me. Yeah, did that up, but after January of next year, you may not want to worry about that. You may want to go back in. Anyway, Jin freaking Ping, thank you for Jin freaking Ping. I can't talk. Anyway,
yeah.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy day, doing whatever it is that you do
to acknowledge us.
Acknowledge us. Because we're the best of the business, the best to do it, and we're only getting better as time takes on. It's like a fine wine. The value of wrestling and fine wine, we just get better with age. Except with AT&T, when we get Mr. Censored over here, who's a giant blower. Yeah. Now, I'm wearing a Stocktoncon.
That's AT&T, folks. My apologies.
I'm wearing a Stocktoncon shirt, but for the people who don't know, what are you wearing there, Mr. Z? Who are you repping today?
I'm repping AJ's buddy, Broseph Joe Brody, his NW Bro shirt. And speaking of that, we
There's
were
rumors.
also blessed to hear that
There's rumors.
there is rumors.
There's a rumor. We can't certify it, but
Not yet.
there's a rumor. There's a possibility. Go ahead.
That Broseph wants to go to church.
Yes. There is a very,
Broseph
very...
Joe Brody is willing to meet Marty Richards.
There may be a very, very good chance that after we have the interview with AJ and sit down with him, somewhere down the line, he may help us connect with Joe Brody, and Marty Richards may get to do that interview. There may be some talks there that are starting. So we'll see. Those are two. I think even AJ said those are two powerful characters, egos. Too bad. I mean, you want to see something interesting.
And the fact that you said the fact he said that he wants me to moderate that, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
Yes, the technical terms right now, we're going to see what Joe Brody has to say. We got a pipeline through AJ. He's going to talk to Mr. Joe Brody about this, but he did say that Mr. Z would have to probably be the moderator in the middle of that, because that could get wild.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes. So we're gonna take a moment, and we're not a channel that's political in any shape or means, and we're not standing here on a left side or a right side or any of that. We are just here to talk about wrestling and everything else that's going on. And you may not like to hear it, but the news and rumors are kind of true. A WWE Hall of Famer got shot. And if you have been living under a rock, you're paying attention to news. The 44th President of the United States, President Donald Trump, was doing a campaign in Pennsylvania, and shots rang out. He took a bullet, grazed his ear, went through his ear. I don't know all the fines. This isn't about supporting Trump or not supporting Trump. It's just the fact that it is a very interesting situation to say that, yes, Donald Trump is actually a WWE Hall of Famer. So when you read the news and the articles that say a WWE Hall of Famer has been shot, you're kind of like, actually, yeah, there's truth to that. So it's just interesting.
Yeah.
And all the craziness that's been going on. I know means Mr. Z at Stocktoncon. In the middle of Stocktoncon, we got messages that Richard Simmons had passed away. Whether you were a fan of his or not, I think anybody who grew up in the 80s and 90s just kind of knows who Richard Simmons was. We saw a lot of infomercials with him in it, so yes. And then by the end of that day, you're hearing about President Trump getting shot, and you're just kind of like, what is going on? We went out to have a fun day yesterday, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a good time, but it's just insane how you can be doing something in 1 second, hear news about this and news about that, and then wake up this morning and hear about Shan and Doherty passing away from cancer, and you're just like, wow. The older we get.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the when like I spoke to my wife about what Richard Simmons passing, and I shared a video of him on an improv comedy show, but everyone's grandmother did Sweating to the Oldies. Growing up, that's what you've seen. That was the at-home workout. So I mean, the running joke, rest in peace, sir. But we already know you're up there having wherever you end up in this life is, you're having a cardio class as we speak, playing that good music.
Yes. You suppose Richard Simmons is dancing with Dusty Rhodes up in heaven?
Oh man, that's going to be the greatest class ever. Dusty's been doing that for a long time. Them is normal movements for him.
Anyways, let's talk about some news and wrestling. Lots of stuff going on. The Bloodline on Friday Night SmackDown, finally looking like the Savages. Can't wait to see them grow and continue their savage ways. But I mean, what a weekend it is to talk about Savages on Friday, Stocktoncon on Saturday. Here we are on Sunday. What a great time. But yeah, the Savages are coming out. Jacob Fatu looking like $1 million. Of course, I mean, the Value Wrestling was one of the first, if not the first, that was representing and supporting Jacob Fatu on the IWC. I mean, we're here to support him. We had him. He was our first shout out, our very first shout out. Then we got with AJ, and of course, now we got the Matt Cardona. And we love and thank you, Jacob Fatu, for taking time out of your day to help a small YouTube channel to get some attention, and we will continue to support you. We can't wait to see what Jacob Fatu is going to do. We follow him on Twitter. We love to see what he's doing, and mad respect for the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, making his presence felt in WWE, head and shoulders above a lot of people.
I mean, it's you look at the man, and it's almost like seeing Umaga in the ring with the way he moves. He embodies that savagery.
I don't know. I'm
looking forward to what's
Solo
next.
Sikoa and Umaga, I get the representation. When I see Jacob Fatu, I go back. I think I see Tonga Kid.
Whoo!
I see the Islanders. Yeah. I see Alpha and Sika. I see the Wild Samoans and all that. I see that viciousness. Umaga's there, but I've always, Solo's always represented Umaga more to me with everything, and they kind of went that way. Yeah. But I mean, when I look up Jacob Fatu, I do see Tonga Kid, and I do see Alpha and Sika back in the day. So I kind of take it back a little
Either
further.
way, and the man still... And I mean, with the regime that's running it, I don't see anyone telling this man that he needs to wear boots, unlike a certain individual who took the mystique off of that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about The Miz. The Miz reveals why he dislikes infamous Bryan Danielson segment coming out of Ringside News here. Miz has been part of WWE for almost 2 decades now, and there's no doubt one of his best feuds was with Bryan Danielson, now Daniel Bryan. Or Bryan Danielson, sorry, or at that time known as Daniel Bryan in WWE, known now, by his name, Bryan Danielson. In fact, he revealed why he dislikes his most infamous segment with Bryan Danielson. Going back to August 3rd, 2016, almost 10 years ago. This is insane that this interview, this time happened almost 10 years ago. Bryan Danielson, The Miz, took part in one of the most iconic promos in WWE history. In the end, it ended up elevating The Miz the very next level, while Bryan Danielson was visibly upset and stormed off the set. The Miz would go on to add prestige to the Intercontinental title for 7 months, and fans truly started respecting The Miz and taking him more seriously thanks to his promo. Now, we are talking about the one where he really went off on Bryan Danielson on Talking Smack, where Bryan Danielson said that Miz was, played it safe, basically, and The Miz went off. And Miz talked about with Adrian Hernandez about his infamous segment with Bryan Danielson. The 43-year-old star expressed his disapproval of the segment, admitting he was filled with anger and struggling to maintain his control. And The Miz went on to say this, and I quote, "The one with Daniel Bryan, that's probably my most infamous. When I got back and got out of that, I was so angry. I was real angry. I've never felt that type of anger before, and I didn't know what to do with it. It's scary. I lost control of everything, and I started yelling, and the veins were popping out of my head. I don't like watching it. I don't like the feeling that I have. So mad." WWE hasn't quite managed to achieve the same level of success with their promos since then. Nevertheless, Miz and Bryan Danielson will always hold mutual respect for each other, regardless of the circumstances. This is one of the greatest interview segments, reality. So this does tell us a lot more about that segment being a true reality. The Miz went off.
Wow.
And you could feel it, and it was one of the
I
greatest
remember
moments. I can't believe it's been almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah, I'm more shocked. It's like, man, has it really been that long since The Miz has even been there?
Oh.
I mean, we remember Tough Enough when he showed up. I mean, hell, I remember when he was on The Real World.
Yeah, I remember.
When he
and Road Rules.
Yeah, like that's just man, we're getting old, sir.
And for people like, what are you talking about? Road Rules and Real World. Well, Real World was a TV show on MTV where they took, I forget, 6 or 7 people and put them in a house together, men and women, and made them all live together. They didn't know each other, and they were all thrust into a house together. This was, then there wasn't like challenges like some of the shows these days that you see where people, it's not like Big Brother. It was just these people were supposed to live together.
Yeah.
This is back in the beginning of reality. And then Road Rules came out after that, and that's where they would travel around and they would do challenges and different things. And Mike
Yeah.
Rosanna would show up on both those programs a long time. He did talk about being a wrestler, I think, on Real World, and the name The Miz had came part of his character at that point, and then he wound up being on Tough Enough, and then finally wound up as a WWE superstar. But yeah, it's been almost 20 years, if not 20 years.
You can't help but respect the man, love him or hate him as a fan. We all know as wrestling fans, the man was put through the ringer during his stint when he first came through. We've heard the stories. Dressing in public bathrooms, not allowed in the dressing room. I mean, you got to give him his credit. He lasted all that, earned the respect of the boys. And he's more,
Yes.
I want to say iconic gimmicks now.
Yeah.
It's
he's
you
a
know that kind
multi-time.
of stands the test of time with the way he comes about it.
He's multi-time champion. He's a 2-time Grand Slam champion. So I mean, the history's there. I think 8 or 9 time Intercontinental champion, and a first ballot Hall of Famer, whether you like him or not. There's truth right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyways, we talked
Yeah.
about the bloodline. What's the status of Roman Reigns? Will he be at SummerSlam? As you know, SummerSlam is going to take place Saturday, August 3rd, the first Saturday in August. It's going to take place at the Cleveland Browns Stadium, the iconic home of the Dogs there in Cleveland. Fans wonder if Roman Reigns will finally make his return at the event after months of anticipation. And Roman Reigns has not been seen on WWE TV since he lost to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. During his absence, the bloodline has seen a lot of change. The Solo has now proclaimed himself the head of the table, saying Roman isn't coming back. It's set up, and he's brought in Tama Tonga, Tonga Leo, and Jacob too, while kicking out the former Wiseman Paul Heyman. While speaking to Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp was asked about Roman Reigns' status for SummerSlam. Sapp noted while it is assumed that Reigns would return at SummerSlam, it is not confirmed. Cody Rhodes is set to defend the United States champion. Cody Rhodes is set to defend the undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. Fans are heavily believing that Roman Reigns will return. It's going to be an interesting situation. And where's The Rock? How is he going to play into this too? Will he show up? Lots of questions. Can't wait for SummerSlam. It should be lots of fun.
Well, I mean, they don't call it the biggest party of the summer for nothing.
That is
So,
exactly
Let's see what it brings.
the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW's crying more tears after WWE has signed Julia and now Stephanie Vacour, who's made her appearance in both the WWE live shows in Mexico over the weekend. So she's made her appearance. You can see video footage of that across Twitter and YouTube and many other places. But she's making her presence felt and getting a loud ovation after dropping or leaving CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling. She is now signed with WWE, and fans are crying, and then they got heartbroken. As of Saturday morning, before we went to Stocktoncon, we heard this news, and I think we were all happy to hear that Natalya has locked in a new deal with WWE. Natalya going to AEW and possibly representing a Hart in the Owen Hart Cup tournament is not going to happen, at least for now, as she has re-signed with the E. Coming out of Ringside News, Natalya has been a cornerstone of WWE's women's division since her debut in 2008. Wow. Can't believe it's been that long for her.
Oof.
Constantly maintaining a prominent presence throughout her tenure with the company. However, with her WWE contract set to expire soon, fans were wondering what she would do in the end. In that regard, we now have an update, and it has been confirmed that she has locked in a new deal with WWE. We have already reported Natalya is at a crossroads when it comes to her contract negotiations. She ultimately laid her options at the moment, and there was no telling what she would do. In fact, she was expected to get considerable offers outside of WWE should she not re-sign. It was recently reported that her deal was set to expire in the summer, and no progress had been made regarding her contractual status. But according to PW Insider, it was reported that Natalya had locked in a new deal with WWE. However, no further details are out there at this time. We'll have to keep you updated as we hear new information, but she has definitely re-signed with WWE and will be continuing her career for now with the E. I know there was a lot of talks of her going to WWE or going to AEW. I really didn't see any. I don't necessarily feel one way or another. If she would have left WWE, I would have been like, that's fine. She would have gone to AEW. I think she would have been okay. She would have floated around in the women's division. That's a cluster nut. Anyways, but we are seeing great things happen. And Natalya is going to stay with WWE.
I don't think I don't think anyone wants to go. I mean, we all know our take on AEW's women division. We already know. You've heard the stories. You've heard our talks, folks.
The Mercedes Bonet division now?
Nobody wants to work with Mercedes Hogan. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. That doesn't work for her, brother. So this could lead to potential downfall of at least that women's division if it's being ran the way it is. I mean, there's videos that I've shared on X and on our Facebook page, folks, of Stephanie Valkyrie, very happy and put on a hell of a match with Isla Dawn. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I couldn't be more happier for this woman. I cannot wait to see what's next.
Exactly. Stephanie Valkyrie is headed to NXT too. A lot of people are going to feel some way about that. But it's going to be lots of fun. NXT is going to be hot in their women's division as they're going to add Julia and Stephanie Valkyrie. AJ Styles reveals why he wants Noah.
Mind you, I seen these two women tear up the house in San Jose earlier this year, so I'm waiting for it.
Right. AJ Styles reveals why he wants Noah wrestlers to come to WWE. AJ Styles has been considered one of the best pro wrestlers by many fans and his peers, and he had a very solid match at the recent Noah event as part of WWE's partnership with Noah. Styles revealed why he wants Noah wrestlers to come to WWE as well. Pro Wrestling Noah and WWE announced that AJ Styles would face off against Naomichi Marufuji. Please, don't hate on me for.
I'll have to look that name up because that's new to me. Yeah.
He took on Naomichi Marufuji, but don't hold me to the name. At Noah Destination 2024 on Saturday night at the Budokan Hall. Fans expected great match, and that was what they got as he faced Marufuji, something like that. Anyways, and a great outlining. He picked up a win with the Thunderous Style Clash. While speaking to Yahoo Japan, AJ Styles made it clear that he was welcome. He has welcomed his new era of cooperation, or he has welcomed this new era of cooperation between WWE and Noah, describing it as just the beginning of a promising partnership. He's optimistic about the future, pointing out the need for adjustments and expressing a desire to see more wrestlers crossing over between Noah and WWE. AJ said this in his interview. It's just the beginning. I think there are many adjustments that need to be made, but I would like to see more wrestlers coming back and forth between the two organizations. What do you feel? Do you think this would be a great thing? Could WWE? And it's all right. AJ did go on to say it would be good if it wasn't just WWE wrestlers coming to Noah, but Noah wrestlers coming to WWE. Noah wrestlers can learn about American environment by going to WWE. At the same time, WWE superstars will also learn about Japanese pro wrestling culture, and I think it would be good, especially for young wrestlers. Two WWE NXT superstars are set to compete at Noah's N1 Victory Tournament this summer as well. The crossover is great there. What do we think about WWE? We know NXT WWE is at least working with TNA. We're waiting to see if main roster people cross over. We see WWE working with Noah with some of the big names here. What could happen? Is this a good door? Could we see what Triple H would never call a forbidden door, but could WWE do their own pay-per-view in a sense with crossovers with both TNA and Noah and anybody else they decide to get in there? And the newer promotion that the former owner of Stardom, I forget what the new, Marigold. WWE is going to be working with Marigold too. So, I mean, there's a lot of cooperation here.
If you're looking at Marigold, then you're gonna point your direction towards the Great Muda's daughter. who's been tearing the house down in Marigold. I'd love to see her stateside because she works just like Daddy.
Lots of opportunity here. Lots to see. Would love to see some of these Noah guys come over from WWE, and let's see if WWE can present Noah guys to the American audience, the WWE audience, better than Tony Khan, because Tony Khan just says go Google it.
Well, I'll point you all into the direction. Go look at Shinsuke Nakamura's debut in NXT.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That's how you present a Japanese wrestler.
Exactly. Jake Hager claims Sting never put anyone over in AEW, unlike Chris Jericho. This is coming from Ringside News. Chris Jericho is truly a veteran of pro wrestling industry, the learning tree. Hi, guys, whose career has spanned more than 30 years in the business. Even then, there are people who believe Jericho is only burying talent in AEW. I don't bury talent, guys. It's okay, guys. I make talent better, guys. Anyways, interestingly enough, Jake Hager believes Sting is the only one who never put anyone over. Lead Champion has faced off against numerous foes over the course of his AEW career. Jericho has never failed to put over talent such as MJF, Orange Cassidy, Action Andretti, and many, many more. And you could say he put over Hook originally, but now we got the weird storyline. But anyways, Jake Hager has frequently praised Chris Jericho for bringing him into AEW and making him a part of the inner circle when the promotion debuted on TV in October 2019. Hager remained aligned with Jericho throughout his AEW tenure, which ended in May. While speaking to the No Shave Man Cave, Hager shared his thoughts on Jericho's impact in AEW. He pointed out Jericho's willingness to elevate new talent sets him apart from other veteran wrestlers. Hager noted that while stars like Triple H, The Undertaker, and Sting haven't focused on putting over younger talents in their professional wrestling career, I guess he's saying, we know Triple H is getting younger talent over now as the booker. Hager's emphasized Jericho's effort to build the company by helping establishing new stars such as Orange Cassidy and others. Hager went on to say, and I quote, "Here's the thing I like about it. Did you see Triple H putting over any new guys? Did you see The Undertaker putting over any new guys? Did you see any top guys who have been in the business for as long as Jericho putting over anybody? Did Sting put over anybody? No. Jericho's trying to build. He understands it. He drives me crazy that nobody talks about this. It drives him, Hager, crazy that nobody's talking about this. He's putting over these guys. He's putting the stamp on them. Did he make Orange Cassidy hot? I mean, come on. I'm biased, but I think the fact that he is so unselfish with building the company, forget about it." Hager, a big supporter, throwing out Sting's name as saying Sting didn't put over anybody in AEW, which is kind of true. Just Sting never lost a single match in his AEW tenure, but that was more of a Tony Khan than a Sting thing, as I understand it.
Yeah, and then so putting him over is putting him in a purple bucket hat. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. We were more worried about a hat.
Yeah, let's. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take the story from a man with that got mad when people would touch his bucket hat and presented as a goof more than a monster. And he world-class athlete, and you were Jericho's sideshow. So I can't believe that.
Yeah. Well, Hager supports Jericho. I can understand why, but I don't know. We don't always have to agree. We're just reporting what we hear. Let us know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Always share. Always give us your input. The Voice, known around the world, at least the wrestling world, one of the best voices, one of the greatest voices in the professional wrestling business, who's now taken his voice, his skills, his mannerisms, and his techniques to YouTube. And one of the hottest and hot-butted topics, and one of the people that you either love him or you hate him, one of those names that makes everybody either cringe or elated. We're talking about good old James E. Cornette. Jimmy Corny, the corn dog himself. Yes, Jim Cornette refuses to speak about the Donald Trump assassination attempt. This is coming from Ringside News. Jim Cornette is a genuine veteran in the world of professional wrestling, and remarks about the business have led to a lot of controversy. He's also been vocal about his opinion of Donald Trump, but it appears he's refusing to speak on the assassination attempt. Former President Donald Trump barely avoided a tragic incident during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, where a gunman targeted him and led to an injury of his ear. killing one of the people in the stands and injuring 2 others. We want to make that note very clear. Somebody did die in this event, and it's a tragic event that a life was lost in this incident. Anyway, the event led to immediate chaos and stirred concerns about security as the 2024 U.S. presidential election approaches. Following the shooting, Trump was quickly removed from the stage, visibly injured. Tragically, the gunman and bystanders lost their lives, while 2 spectators sustained critical injuries, revealing the gravity of the situation's unfortunate impact. Fans took to Twitter wanting to know the thoughts of Jim Cornette, and wonder what he would have to say about Donald Trump's assassination attempt, because Cornette has been very vocal about his feelings about Donald Trump and the state of the political aspects of the world, of the United States at least. Cornette does not shy from sharing his opinion, and you have to take it with the way you take it. You can either agree or disagree, but it is Jim Cornette, and we much love and respect Jim Cornette. When it at least comes to some of his wrestling, when he says on other things, we just kind of, you roll with it, you take it, you digest it, you let it go. But when it comes to wrestling, Jim Cornette, definitely, we agree on a lot of things there. Anyways, Cornette made it very clear he absolutely has no intentions to speak on the matter. Just to address this, since everyone is asking, no, I can't relate my feelings on this, or I would be speaking to a variety of federal agencies. Use your imagination and then double that, and you've got it. Is what Cornette went out and said on Twitter. Just address this, since everyone is asking me. No, I can't relate my feelings on this, or I would be speaking to a variety of federal agencies. Use your imagination to double that. You've got it. So, I think you can understand where Cornette came out.
Well, James Z, I mean, I respect the man no matter what, and I've and it's just we've heard him be very vocal about certain things, and love him or hate him,
it is what it is.
I respect the man for just taking it to the chin on this one.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he took it to the chin on that one. I mean, he was speaking to a variety of federal agencies if he said what he really wanted to say, so he's telling us to take it and double it. So, I mean, anyway. Also, there was comments made by Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knox County and formerly known as Kane, and also blamed the Hitler comparisons for Donald Trump assassination attempt, and even good old JBL also had a very interesting take on the whole matter as well. Nevertheless, we'll all have to see what the ramifications the assassination attempt will have on the presidential election in the coming future. So, we'll see how it goes, but Jim Cornette made his statement on Twitter, and that seems to be all he's going to say about that. Finally, Motor City Machine Guns seemingly say goodbye to indie scene after WWE and AEW interest. AEW and WWE are always looking for the right people they can sign to bring star power to the company. All signs are pointing towards the Motor City Machine Guns, as both companies would like to see the Motor City Machine Guns and add to a roster of tag teams for both brands. The Motor City Machine Guns are finding their way to another company, and the team recently bid farewell to the Indies in the process, something that has become traditional for most wrestlers leaving the Indies. The Motor City Machine Guns have seemingly said goodbye to the independent scene amid growing speculation that the tag team will soon be all elite. The veteran pro wrestling tag team experience with many members of the AEW roster already, and it's anyone's guess what they will do in Tony Khan's company. At Prestige Wrestling Combat Clash event, Chris Sabin defeated Alex Shelley in the second match of the night. After the match, the pair hugged and waved goodbye to the fans, which many saw as them saying goodbye for good. Brian Zane and Jordan Castle asked on commentary what's next for the pair and suggested this may be the last time fans see the Motor City Machine Guns in Prestige Wrestling. All signs point to them signing with AEW at this point, which could be a big shot in the arm for their tag team division. Shelley and Sabin graded free agency on April 1st. Following the conclusion of their stint with TNA, reports emerged that month suggesting that the duo was on track to join AEW, with both parties working on finalizing contracts. Although the finalization of those deals was expected to take some time, it was decided that the Motor City Machine Guns would make AEW their next destination. Despite the reports of signing with AEW, more recent reports have stated that the pair have been in discussion with higher-ups of WWE, and this could be an interesting situation as the veteran tag team could see their services as valuable in multiple locations. One thing is clear, they are going somewhere at this point. Lots of talk about the Motor City Machine Guns. We go all the way back to April when they were initially talked about joining AEW. We thought we'd see them in May. We thought we'd see them at Double or Nothing. the Forbidden Door, there was a lot of talks, and suddenly those talks heavily shifted, and WWE became a major player. Now, the only thing I'm speculating is if they're saying goodbye to the indie scenes, I don't think this weighs in the favor of AEW, because the only time we've seen people say goodbye to the indie scenes is if they're going to the E. Because if they're in AEW, we know all these guys still wrestle at Fed. So I don't think if this was the way of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin saying goodbye to the independent scenes, I would wonder if this is a heavier weighter to them being a part of WWE than AEW. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, that's I mean, look at Stephanie Valkyrie saying goodbye to the belt, to the Indies. She went, or she gets anybody under the sun when it comes to potentially signing with the E. It's let me finish my dates and that's it.
Yeah, no, if they're saying goodbye to the Indies, I really think, and you could drop your thoughts in the conversation below. I know AEW is going to be the fighting one saying, no, they're going to AEW. I know a lot of people are going to think they're going to AEW, and maybe they're going to go to AEW. And again, I don't know. I don't know if AEW has anything in the strong tag team. Can you name me anybody outside of the Tampon Bucks as a strong tag team in AEW? I mean, cool, we can talk about FTR, yay, but where's FTR today?
Well, I was just gonna say that because I mean everyone's all thrilled that they're back, and I'm like, where'd they go? Catering?
I mean, what are you gonna bring out? The Kings of the Black Throne?
So I mean,
the Private Party, the Acclaim. Are these really like established? I mean, they're established teams, granted, but do they really give like this big like, yay, the AEW tag team division so red hot that the Motor City Machine Guns are gonna just elevate that? The Motor City Machine Guns sound more like they would come in and lose to the Bucks and yada yada da da da, and then they'd be FTR 2.0.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh yeah, you can't be better than us.
I think if we saw the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin winding up in WWE, there's a lot more to offer there. They could have some fun. I think Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY would be a match of the year candidate, hands down. And then, I mean, you could also take Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley and eventually split them up and let them do other things as single stars also. So, lots to see there. Lots to talk about there.
Alex Shelley, Finn Balor, Alex Shelley,
Ooh. Chris
Sabin, AJ Styles. Yes. I mean, let's go back to TNA. Yeah.
But yeah, no, a lot of things going on. Motion
you see that there was talks of yeah. I was gonna say, you heard that Moose was thinking about knocking down that door at NXT soon, and I wonder when that might happen.
We need to see that crossover. Let's see Moose. We've seen plenty of likes. We've just seen the Rascals reunify. We just talked about that prior to it. Right here on this very show, we talked about the Rascals with Mr. Clarke, who's a big fan of the Rascals. Reuniting MSK, reuniting. The Rascals showed up and broke down that Forbidden Door. We've seen Jordan Grace walk through that Forbidden Door. Dempsey has gone over from NXT to over there. The names are going all over, and of course, the biggest name that's made that jump and is more excited and making changes. And not only that, but does anybody realize that this past NXT event, there was a TNA star who was in the main event of an NXT show, and not only that, a TNA star got the pin in the main event of an NXT show.
Oh, we all believe. We all believe.
Exactly. Joe Hendry showing up as the mystery tag partner for one Trick Williams against Sean Spears, and I'll go Ethan Page, your NXT champion right now. Joe Hendry showed up, and Joe Hendry got the pin. And Joe Henry's hungry to be back in NXT. He was excited about the way he's been welcomed and all the things that have happened. So lots of fun there to see more of that as we progress forwards. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up the first hour of this show. We're going to take a brief break right here, and we're going to let you know about the Goldmine, our friends over at the Goldmine. Going to help you find, as you see, the Funko Pops. I got Funko Pops And it's all thanks to my buddy over there at the Goldmine, a good friend to the Value Wrestling, the Goldmine. If you're a Funko Pop collector looking for those rare-to-find Funko Pops, as Mr. Z knows, he's picked up a couple from there. He's amassing his collection, but it doesn't have to just be wrestling related. They have all the Funko Pops that you could think of and more. It's a treasure trove of Funko Pops. If you went to Stocktoncon, it's all the Funko Pops there. I don't even know if any one of those people could match what they have over at the Goldmine. You could spend a whole day over there digging through this mass collection at the Goldmine. But anyway, Goldmine is a great place to go find those missing pieces to your Funko collection. We're going to let them do a little bit of the talking here. So enjoy this, and we'll be right back. This is the Value Wrestling on the Big Tyme, and I'm here with some great news. Are you a Funko Pop collector? Are you searching for some hard-to-find Funko Pops? Are you just looking to complete a collection? Well, the Value Wrestling is teamed up with the Goldmine. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Goldmine, which can be found on Facebook, or by going to the description below and clicking the link, you can sign up to join the Goldmine, who will help you find those hard-to-find, rare pops. They'll help you complete your collection. Just let them know when you're signing up what Funko Pops you're looking for and that the Value Wrestling sent you. The Goldmine, the ones that are going to help you to find those rare-to-find pops and help you finish your collection. All can be done at the Goldmine. Sign up today and make sure you tell them the Value Wrestling sent you. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And Zach Knight has recently taken to Twitter to say, last year I walked my sister Soraya down the aisle at Wembley Stadium for All In. This year I'm signed to AEW, still undefeated, and pushing to be part of it again. I'm getting goosebumps just writing about it. So Zach Knight wants a match at All In. How does that make anybody feel? Bum, bum, bum. Hey, let's talk about AEW, as AEW Dynamite 250, the 250 episode of Dynamite, is coming up this Wednesday. And Tony Khan going all out, booking major matches for this event. And just trying to make it star-studded as it's ever been. As he has booked matches like Mercedes Moné will be defending the TBS title against, well, she had an open challenge for anybody except Britt Baker, and she was answered by the one and only Nyla Rose. And Mr. Z has no comment about Nyla Rose and Mercedes Moné going one-on-one on action for the TBS title. But I bet he'll
not one that'll keep us on air. I mean,
I bet he'll have a hard reaction when I say Swerve Strickland is going to take on soft serve vanilla ice cream. Kazuchika Okada, champion versus champion. The Continental Champion versus the World Champion on Wednesday on Dynamite 250. A major map, pay-per-view worthy. But yes, we're going to get Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. How does this one make you feel?
so we're gonna get Swerve Strickland and soft serve, as you like to call them. I can't take this serious unless Swerve's gonna run over him. I can't. You have not presented Kazuchika Okada in a light where I could take Okada seriously.
It'll be very interesting to see how this match goes, how this match plays out. In-ring should be a decent match, but the rest of it doesn't make sense. This is a jump to the gun. Now you're going to see it live on free TV. What are you going to do when you need these guys in a pay-per-view match? And as we know, Tony Khan is not infamously well known for big rematches like this. He'll throw a match together, and then they won't see each other again for a year or so. Then also on this big 250 show, we're going to get the major storyline driven. Okay. So we're going to say AEW is giving you a storyline driven match as MJF is going to take on Will Ospreay at Dynamite 250, a match that a lot of people thought was being built for All In this year in Wembley. But it looks like we're going to rush it. Now, a lot of people think we're going to get swerved, we're going to get cheated, that they're going to change it up at the last minute, but Tony Khan's never been that type of man to do that. So I'm assuming we're going to get this match, and we're probably not going to get it all at All In. It looks like more like Pac will be facing. He is now the number 1 contender for the international title. Hawk will be facing Will Ospreay at All In. So MJF versus Will Ospreay on a Dynamite show. What a waste. And Mr. Z over here dying in sadness. I mean, it's like being stabbed in the heart, just like repeatedly.
It's ridiculous. I mean, now let's he wants to compare himself to WCW so bad. And we know what they did with pay-per-view quality matches they put on TV, free TV. Hogan Goldberg. That was understandable. But you have so much talent to build for and move forward. I just don't understand it.
That was also a Hogan call, too.
He's not a booker. Like, dude, stop. Well, yeah, but, I mean, sold out at the Dome.
Yes. 40,000 people for a Monday Nitro. Yes.
But you can't sell out nothing.
No.
Exactly. But Tony Khan can't even put 3,000 in the building.
No, he can't. It's very true.
Didn't TNA just sell out a venue in Vegas?
No, Montreal. 4,000 people in Montreal for 40,000.
Montreal, right?
4,000 plus for Montreal for I believe it's TNA Simon Berkshire. They just sold out. But yeah, and here's the great thing.
Tony.
We know about AEW in interim champions. It looks like AEW is pulling away from interim champions as they have stripped the Bang Bang Gang of their tag team titles after Jay White was injured. And they tried to use the Freebird rule where they were going to integrate Juice Robinson. Now they've been stripped of the titles. The titles will be along the line and somewhere in the future. I don't know when it's going to happen. It'll be the Patriarchy versus the new Bang Bang Gang or the Juice Robinsons and the Guns for the vacated trios titles. So my question is, why would you strip the Bang Bang Gang of their titles to put them in a match for the titles against the Patriarch? I mean, you already had this storyline. You've never stripped anybody of their titles. You just created interim titles. Why even do it when you had a man that could replace Jay White? Why would you just go
Is a certain individual send Mr. Khan action shots? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know.
I mean, I can't go any further than that, folks. I want to keep us on YouTube. I'm sorry, but this gets me hot, so livid. Oh my goodness, this guy, powder sniff booking 101, to quote Mr. Clarke.
But anyways, yes, AEW Dynamite 250 coming up on Wednesday night. Dynamite 250, an action-packed show. It's going to be a stacked show. Tony Khan trying to get those ratings boosts for his new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery coming up here. We know that the deal's in talks. We have to wonder if they're going to pull out all the stops to get this over and get a good deal. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's that part of the show where we're going to turn it all over to Mr. Z as he's going to give you an update on what to think about over the next few weeks. Mr. Z is going to be from us for about a week or so, but he does have some shows that are coming up. He's got the New Japan Rebound for this Tuesday. He won't be here with us next Wednesday, but he's going to give you an overview of everything you're going to hear about, get you ready for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast this Tuesday and the next Tuesdays, and then he'll be back with us sometime after that. Floor's yours, sir.
Yeah, as long as my internet holds up, we're good. This Tuesday, we will talk about only one show happened this weekend. We had NJPW presents CMLL Fantastica Mania in San Jose, California. On the day we were at Stocktoncon. I wanted to go, but Stocktoncon was a little more important as far as business-wise for us, and it was a great day. But while we were having a great day, San Jose sold out. We had 2 title matches. One of them for the women's title, the CMLL women's title. And your winner of that one is Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale from AEW picking up the CMLL women's belt. We'll talk about that. And then possibly one of the greatest matches from what I've heard that went down that night in JPW's strong open weight title holder, Gabe Kidd, who has been presented as complete doofus on AEW, stepping up and showing out in NJPW, having a great match with Ultimo Guerrero. Ultimo Guerrero, folks, if you are as old as I am, you've seen this man still working, still doing big things. And yeah, folks, I will be gone next week, but I will be having a show for everyone to see. I want to go over the history because it pops up so much, and this man has been the forefront of professional wrestling. I will be talking about Hulk Hogan's journey through New Japan with the WWF title, I believe, at one point, having his matches, one of the standalone matches with Great Muta, and any other matches that took place during that era of New Japan where Hogan was overseas. But folks, yes, Tuesday we'll be talking about Fantasticomania, and then the following Tuesday we'll be talking about Hogan's journey through New Japan. So please, folks, enjoy while I'm gone, and of course I'll be back that following Sunday with the boys handling business.
Yes, we're back. Not next Sunday, but the Sunday thereafter. We'll be back. It's a full team. Hopefully, everybody will be here. We'll see what happens with Mr. Clarke's indefinite suspension. Ha ha ha. But I do not believe Mr. Hogan ran with the WWF World Title. I think once he joined,
right,
he was with the WWE. Yeah, because he would have beaten his first world title would have been the WWF title with after beating the Iron Sheik.
Okay,
So,
I'm going off of what information that was given to me, but I will go correct that.
We'll have to research that, 'cause I do not believe he was ever the WWF Championship. Now, the title might have been that same title, but I do not believe
Yeah,
he was
we'll have
ever,
to.
because I believe the WWF changed when Vince took it over.
Yeah.
So we'll have to make sure, 'cause that's very interesting.
Yeah, I'll be doing my due diligence while I'm doing this. While I'm doing that show, I'm making sure I'll my eyes cross my T's while I'm putting that all out there for the people.
Yes. Yeah, that was 84 that they would have won the WWF title from the Iron Sheik. That would have been January 23rd, 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Everything wrong. Okay, let's see here. From change from placements, championships, and accomplishment. He is though an IWGP Heavyweight Champion with the original version one time.
That's where
he did win the IWGP.
yes, he was.
League
He won the
tournament.
10-man tournament to. Yep, I'm looking at it right now, beating Inoki via knockout.
He was an MSG
So yeah,
Tag
this will
League tournament with the
be a
Tony
fun
Inoki.
episode, folks. I'm gonna have a lot of.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, folks. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this episode. You guys will enjoy it while I'm gone. I have a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, he's a 6-time
Because
WWF and
yeah,
WWE
we have
champion
his face off WWE champion, or F at the moment.
at the time. Yes.
Yeah, taking on it was a dream champion. It was champion dream match, Great Muta in '93 at Wrestling Dontaku. I have to watch that match because I do have New Japan World, so I will be watching that in the process of making this happen. I'll get excited.
So that's going to be the next 2 weeks of the weekly round.
There's not much. Yeah.
That'll be the next 2 weeks of the Rebound podcast coming.
There's
from
not much.
Miguel Z. It'll be addressed on Tuesdays on the Patreon, and then it'll be up on the YouTube on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah.
And now we're going to give you the breaking
folks.
We're going to give you the
Please.
breaking report, the breaking news with the Clarke report.
Go ahead.
Mr. Clarke. Oh, wait, there's no Mr. Clarke here. My bad. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We have to postpone the Clarke report indefinitely. The Clarke report has been indefinitely suspended until further notice.
Mr. Clarke, can you hear us? Mr. Clarke.
I don't even know if he's
We have a
alive
spill
at
on
this time.
aisle 4, Mr. Clarke. We have a spill on aisle 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the roundup, the weekly roundup right here on the Value of Wrestling. Thank you for joining us. We talked about Stocktoncon, so much fun. Again, we want to thank AJ Kirsch for taking the time out of his busy day. He's a very busy man where he's the MC, the Instagram man, the voice behind the voice of the voice at Stocktoncon. He is what we should get him a sash that says Mr. Stocktoncon. Stocktoncon, if you're listening, we should crown Mr. Kirsch's Mr. Stocktoncon. He should have a sash that he can wear where he is Mr. Stocktoncon. We need to make that happen. We want to thank Stocktoncon and everybody there who gets that event going, who does that, twice a year for Stockton, and the other ones are affiliated. And we hope that at the winter one, we'll be allowed to come back with some beautiful media passes. We appreciate it. It was awesome. What a treasured event. We thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your event. And we can't wait to be there. We want to thank SPW for sitting and talking with us and allowing us or welcoming us to their show. We will be talking to them. We will be talking to the Booker man there to get more defined, but we are welcoming the show. We'll probably be doing the one in August, probably not this month. Things are hectic and busy this month as we wrap up things. Rebel Warriors Championship Wrestling, we thank you. We always love you guys. We're going to support you. Can't wait to see you in October for that next event. And we want to thank Matt Cardona, and what a great time. Thank you for the shout out, Matt. Mr. Z appreciates the chop, even though his chest is a little wounded. He can take great pride and hold his head high that he took it from a professional for the first time in his life and was able to stand and walk afterwards.
Oh man.
Yeah,
my son said he goes, I don't know how I feel about that. I said, you good? He was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Speaking of which, if this interview does happen, I should have my son there so he can be welcome to church.
Oh, you want him to be there when Marty Richards and Broseph Joe Brody, have their interview? Yes, you want to traumatize your son. I see.
Yeah.
He's upset that Matt Cardona chopped you, and you're over here going, I'm going to put him in church. Yes. Tony, I'm sorry. Your dad, he's a little sick and twisted there.
I'm a good father.
At least you're the good father, not the godfather, and that's okay. But it's a whole different story at a different time in a different place. But yes, we hope we can make that happen.
Yes,
we know AJ's promised to sit down and get an interview with us very soon. We just got to reach out with him. He was at Stocktoncon all day, so there was no reason to reach him out to this day. We'll probably start that initiation this week to get that ball rolling, and then we will move forward with all the future things. Lots of things coming up. Again, we told you we'd be shaking and we'd be moving. We were at episode 49 of the weekly roundup. That means next week will be episode 50, and then we are looking at not next week, but the week after on the 28th will be about 1 year of full running of this channel. So that'll be a big day to celebrate. And then the week after that, which will be the first Sunday of August, will be 52 weeks. 52 weeks of the weekly roundup, which is a huge deal. That means 1 year of the weekly roundup. So we'll have a big celebration. So we got a lot going on. The 28th, it'll be about 1 year that the Value Wrestling has reappeared on YouTube, and it became a stable place where you got news, information, and gone on. And then the following weekend, we get to celebrate 52 episodes of the weekly roundup, and that is awesome.
Ooh-wee.
Big stuff coming, and we can't wait to celebrate that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
you hear that IWC? IWC, you hear that? We're knocking on that door. We're waiting to kick it in.
Yeah, we're about to kick it in. Trust me, we've just gotten connections. We've gotten the praise of Jacob Fatu. AJ Kirsch is a big fan and supporter of what we're doing here. And we love him and support him in everything he does. And then we have, Matt Cardona now. I mean, we're making news, we're making names, we're making connections. You believe who we are. We're changing the game. We're going to take this game by storm. We're going to become the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And if Mercedes Moné ever says that again, she ought to be taken out because somebody needs to smack those words out of her mouth because she's not the hitman of the women's division and any women's divisions. Sorry about your damn luck. But anywho, we are making moves, and we're making great shakes. We got a lot of things coming up. 2024 years. It's still not over. We got a lot of things that are going to blow up this end of this year of 2024, and in 2025, we're going to blow the door off the IWC and tell them we're here. So believe that, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw. Somebody will be here. I will be here for sure to help give you your post-show review. I don't know who will be joining me. Mr. Z might be there. Mr. Clarke might be there. It might be a solo Raw review. But we'll get through it. We'll get it done. We'll be here Friday with the SmackDown post-show review, and then it'll be filler in again Tuesdays, the weekly the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast on Patreon. Wednesdays, it's on the YouTube. Go check out the Patreon. It's in the link. The link's in the description below. Click on that. It'll take you over to Patreon. Sign up. Lots of news, articles, other stuff's over there. Lots of fun stuff to stay connected with. And every day we got this date in wrestling history, so you can keep up. We're marching closer and closer to 365. We're not too far away. We've got July's almost over, and then we got August, September, and that started in October. So we're almost 1 year to the day of the start of this date in wrestling history. So it's going to be big time, big fun. So join us for all that. Watch the channel, sign up, ring the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't. Join the fastest growing podcast in wrestling in the IWC because we are the best. We're going to bring the best, and we are going to be the best because we're coming for the #1 spot, and we don't care who we're going to have to get through because we're going to show you all that we're here not to play. We're here to stay. Mr. Z, tell the fans good night.
Good night, folks.